All right, y'all. 2 Peez and a bong in the building again. It's your boy DP.
It's your boy KP.
And trying not to get tricked out of my spot like Uncle Shay Shay. It's your boy Bong.
Yeesh.
Ah,
Yeah, that's tough.
Man, it's a lot
oh,
going on, but Uncle Shay, we ain't forgot about you.
That's tough, man.
We ain't forgot about you, Uncle Shay Shay. That nigga into some sadistic shit.
Allegedly.
Nah. That's not alleged.
it's not
He
enough.
said,
Allegedly.
It's not enough.
Hey,
nah. Hey, Uncle,
allegedly.
no. Uncle Shay said it was consensual. We
It's
just
not enough.
arguing whether right. Uncle Shay. Uncle
Yeah,
Shay
I
like
mean,
sticking his fist in little white girls. Get your ass there.
hey, just don't even say nothing at all, man. Like, don't even
Uncle
say nothing at all. But
Uncle Shay tripping.
honestly, I'm not trying to like um criticize anybody's format or whatever they choose to do, but that's kind of like why I tell y'all I don't really want to be the hot take, hot topic show that's always going after gossip and you
Yeah,
know just running through people's business and stuff like that. Like, I mean, naturally you're going to talk about different topics as they come up, but like just to make that like what
It
you
was,
bro.
do.
but
Yeah,
it wasn't so. And again, you got to understand. With him. In this is what 2024 when he took off with that Cat Williams. Was that 2024 when he
hmm
took off with Cat Williams?
Yeah, that
And
was last year.
that shit took off. In today's society, it's about capitalizing on a viral moment like that. I don't know if he expected. No. I know he didn't expect
yeah,
that interview to do what it did. Like that shit did ungodly numbers. It changed his life immediately. And again, so like if you have that life altering, if you have a life altering situation with an interview, now you have other celebrities that are like, hey, listen, I want your platform to be a place where I can come and speak my mind. From
Right.
that,
No, I feel that.
he was able to capitalize off multiple things. His thing with him and Ocho Cinco, that's a big thing now, bigger than life thing now. He was already a personality, like he was charismatic, so he already had a name for himself. That shit put him in another stratosphere, and he had to pivot. He couldn't go back to like I have this viral moment. This shit is like does like over
Well,
100 million views. You
he
get,
didn't have
but I get it's a
it's a
no.
choice.
What I'm saying is it's a catch-22 because in that moment it's like if we capitalize off of if a viral moment comes of this show
yeah.
that puts us in a situation where it's like, hey man, if y'all go this direction, you guys can ultimately make $100 million. You're not gonna. If DP still talking about nigga, I ain't gonna do that messy shit. I'm gonna like DP. Let's have a conversation offline, please.
Hey, it might be Bong and KP.
Nigga,
No,
hell
It it,
no,
it
nah,
might be Bong and KP.
nah.
Hey
You go,
man, I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you, man. Like ultimately, like you make your bed, you reap what you
you gotta
sow, and
lay
I'm
with
not
it.
s-
Yeah, yeah.
and I'm not saying that this is
I
all
don't
on
even think
him,
it's
but I'm just
no.
I'm just saying he's in a tricky situation, in a trick bag, as they
It's
say.
icky
it,
situation.
it
Sticky trick bag, whatever you want to call it.
It's
but here,
sticky.
But
here's the thing.
what I'm saying is it's like a reverse of
It's just
roles
bad
now,
karma. It's karma.
because now your stuff is under a microscope, and
When and that's
you're
what
the
you've been
talk of the
doing.
town when you've been, yeah, exactly. So I'm just saying, like, I'm just not, and we're doing it right now. Like I say, you'll talk
No.
about, no,
But
no, no, no. I'm saying
yeah.
you'll talk about topics
Yeah,
they'll come up. You'll talk about topics and stuff like that. But I'm talking about like stuff that can just become, I don't know. It's almost like a talk show.
Yeah, he
Yeah, Wendy
became Wendy
Williams. I was gonna say
Williams. He
Wendy
Yeah,
became
Williams.
yeah,
Wendy
yeah, yeah,
Williams.
yeah,
Yeah,
Wendy
yeah.
he
Williams.
definitely became Wendy Williams.
Yeah.
But it was, and I think he was trying to get back to the essence of what it was with the sports shit with him, Ocho Cinco. They typically talk sports,
Yeah,
but
which is I get it. You got different outlets, different ways to, as you say, capitalize. So like I say, that's why I say I'm not knocking it. I'm just telling you how, where I'm coming
it's
from. Because even when we look at this show, like, yeah, folks, we trying to grow the show. It's slowly doing its thing, but it's moving slower than what we would like it to go, of course.
Yeah.
But you got
yeah,
to keep putting in your work. But it's like, are you gonna do you
go
and
the
and
Paul
kind
Pierce
of
route and get a couple little scantily clad card girls in
uh,
the background.
man,
And get
like,
Tosh.
are you gonna be you? You know what I'm saying? Are you
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
yourself and
yeah,
just roll and rock with whoever, as they always say the word organically, as motherfuckers who
yeah,
naturally gravitate to you and are like, oh man, I rock with them dudes. Like they seem cool. Like, all right, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like they share
yeah,
some of the same opinions and stuff like that. And like we're talking about sports and life just in general, but it's like not being messy. So I wouldn't
right,
consider us
right.
to be messy on here. And I mean, if you want to, I'm not necessarily calling
Hey,
anybody else messy. I'm just saying, like, that's not where I'm
so
trying to roll.
so DP for 100 million. We ain't gonna see DP on here like, hey, it's DP with the Monday
Prob-
morning mess.
Probably not. Probably
Man,
not,
come
man.
on, man.
What
Come
you
on.
mean, man? Come on. Probably
Come
not.
on, man. We're gonna be on here. We're gonna be on here. Right?
Yeah, we as in you and Ubong.
Come on.
You and Bong.
Hey,
Cash it in.
I'm cashing in too. Like,
It's
hey,
messy, baby. It's messy.
Hey,
Hey, I'm Messier, baby. Call
I
me
don't know. I
Messier.
don't
I'm
know.
Messier.
I don't know if I could do it, man.
I'm
you know who
Messier.
you
Yeah,
know who
man.
does
But
it,
until
but
you
you know
sell
who
your
does it.
soul, baby,
But you know who does it,
the
but
new Soul Train.
no. You know who does it, but they do it in a way where it's like we just giving our opinion. Cam and Mace, right? Like they
Yeah.
like some ghetto niggas that's out there really giving their opinion on everything. Like, what made it hard for me to see it with Shay was that Uncle Shay, he damn near 60.
Yeah, I mean,
Listen to me, man. The game, the game is different. Old niggas gotta understand. Go fuck with some go. You can have you some little inches, some little things. Have them closer to your age. You out here messing around with these young girls. They playing in a different league. Technology, all the scams and the games and all the little shit. If you ain't ready to move the way they move, they quit. Like Bernie Mac say, he was good. he was quick on your feet. If you ain't quick on your feet, stop fucking with these little young girls and go get you a chick closer to your age that play your game that moves at your speed because the internet's a cold game.
I mean, but
DMs, DMs, and
as
all
a
that.
just as a dude that's not high profile like that, you would say like, you just got to be careful of the company you keep in general in any type of situation. You got to be careful how you move. And I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit up here and say none of us have not made any mistakes.
Right,
Because if
right,
you
right, right.
go and dig through our lives, motherfuckers will be
Oh yeah.
saying, "Oh, these niggas is this and he did this and that." Everybody got something that they did that they would have probably done
Question.
differently or took a different approach to.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're gonna bring like his age into the mix, you would think, hey man, you've had some experience with some things. Like you probably messed up and learned from it, messed up again and learned from that. And it's like, now where we at in life where it's like you're high profile. What I think is sometimes you get to a point to where it's like all these things come to you, power, money, and people respect power and money. And then
Yeah.
now you start feeling like I forgot who I was talking to, but I was like, you always want more, right? I told somebody like, I think it was Levon Gardner. Shout out to Levon, our boy Levon. We were on
What's
the
up?
phone and I said, yo, it's almost like, man, a dude got $100 million and somebody tell you, check this out, man. if I give you this card and you flip it over, if it's a 1, I'll give you an extra $1 million. If it's a 2, I'll take everything. And you got 100 million sitting in your pocket, and you like, okay, I'll take that deal
Right.
just because I want 1 million more. Like,
Yeah.
come on,
Yeah.
flip it over, and it's your money's gone. Like,
3-card
come
money.
on, when are
Hey,
you
so
satisfied?
here's what I equate it to. Right. We come from a gangbang culture, LA culture, right, and getting old in the game, where you're dealing with females or whatever, it's like what happened with gangbanging, right? Gangbanging the way it was. And Scotty Boy, we see you. We about to talk draft in a second. We just had to touch on this Uncle Shannon Sharp situation. We ain't real quick, but
Yeah,
gangbanging
Bong
the
took
way,
us to the messy shit real quick, so
yeah.
we gotta talk about this real quick.
Remember, look, gangbanging the way it used to be. So the OGs ran it a certain way in the 80s, right? And this is how we run, and these are crimes we commit. This is how we doing it. Then the police caught up with the phones. Now the phones can track you on the towers and all this other stuff. They didn't update the rules to the youngsters. So now gangbanging, we trying to gangbang with the old rules, the police using new rules. Now you're getting all these motherfuckers caught up. You got to update your skill set. The police updated their skill set. Now we know how to track y'all using this and that. You got to update your skill set. So if you're gonna be in this game, with out here with hella bitches at 60, update your resume. Go learn how to learn how to use Excel, my nigga. We ain't writing shit down no more. You gotta learn how to use Excel. Learn
Learn
how to
how to
use
use
PowerPoint.
IG Live and all of the other shit that you
Right?
kind
We
of
Got
tripped up on.
caught up
But that's
on.
what I'm saying. Ubon, Bong, you couple that with what I just said. Like, as you're losing sight of everything because it's just
yeah.
I'm on top of the world now.
Gimme.
Give me more, give me more, give me more. And it's like, I can do this and I can do that. Like,
Yeah.
so you exercising your power in ways that you are like, I should be
You
able
want
to
to
do
do
this because I'm
it?
who
Yeah.
I am.
Right,
And
right,
this is
right.
for anybody who's doing whatever, who's on top of the world in a game or whatever.
You gotta
Uh,
train their spot.
and then they not, like you say, they're not evolving. So
Yeah,
on the technical side of shit, you're
yeah,
not evolving. So
yeah.
you just lost.
Engineer in the building, and I know we got to talk Texans heartbreak.
Yeah. Wait,
We'll
before
let
we
you
go
have
into
a
that,
second.
the last thing I'll say, dog, is your boy, as you like to call him, Screaming A. You notice how he quickly got
Separate
on there to
separated himself.
distance himself
Yeah,
from that situation.
yep.
Because if this ain't taught, if it ain't taught your ass nothing else, Mr. Sharp, it'll also teach you that, you know,
The motherfuckers
mother,
you thought was your friends ain't your friends. But
Yeah.
Stephen
yep,
A, the way he came, the way
and
he
they will be
changed it.
dedicated to the game. They will
Yeah,
not lose their spot over
yeah,
some shit that you're
Yeah.
doing.
yeah,
Yeah.
When it shakes down, they become company men.
yep,
And
Yeah.
it's like, listen, I'm not going down with you because you like doing whatever you doing with these,
yeah.
So
At the end of the day, Shannon, we work for Disney.
it's at
ESPN is on.
hey, and
Like,
that always
hey,
it's just at the end of the day, at the beginning of the day, at the middle of it, like nigga, shit.
hey,
Excuse me as I go on my soliloquy. Yeah.
hey, like my guy Carlito Brigante said, ain't no friends in this shit business, man.
There you go. There
Ain't no
you go. That's
friends
what
in
I'm
this shit
saying.
business. You did, but
Yeah.
okay. So now that we passed that, Scotty boy, we not gonna bury the lead. Shador
Hey, Scotty Boy
Sanders,
said, get them NDAs out.
absolutely, as he should. Again,
Look. Jen and Shard need to make them thought boxes sign NDAs like
please.
LeBron. If you know, you know.
This
Oh,
like, what are we
hey,
talking about?
They said he had one.
Mm.
She
So,
hit me.
some reports I saw said that there was one that was you know thrown out there like you need to sign this, but I don't know if that just kind of fell to the wayside after a while. Huh?
Did he have it with her or was it
Yeah,
somebody?
no, I think it
Oh,
was. I have to, and this is all allegedly because I mean, I don't know firsthand, but you know, I heard that there was one.
Yeah, but anyway, it is what it is. I hope the OG wiggle out of it, man. He he hints at some freaky ass shit, but um
he's a fan. He's a fan. He's a fan.
but
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what he got. Maybe there wasn't one, but the thing is, it's like again, don't say nothing. Then that's all I'm saying. Don't even speak on it because then it becomes
uh,
like you're talking too much. What is your attorney even telling you? Like you have an audience of you get on your YouTube, you got a audience of maybe 5 million or so, almost 5 million, maybe more than that on your Club Shay Shay. And then
yeah,
Bong, you brought up Nightcap that has almost like 2 million. So
yeah.
you got millions of people and you're going to get on these platforms and speak. Millions of people are listening to you. Don't say nothing, man. Let your legal team handle that. And if you got all your stuff in order, then the shit'll fall out where it's supposed to fall out. You talking about that? You trying to get ahead of stuff like they'll probably be releasing a 30-second
That's
sex
it.
tape. But hey, it's a full 10 minutes. Well,
That's
why don't
it.
you release the whole thing? Like, damn, what the fuck?
Hey,
Man.
because that's what I'm saying.
Hey
He
man,
Like,
knew
don't
he
listen.
knew
say
he was
nothing.
he knew he was in no, because he knew he was into some freaky ass
You
Nah, man.
don't
Hey man,
say nothing, no. Like
nah, man.
you,
Listen. He trying
but
to
because now you
promote. Hey man, he trying to promote them sex pills.
Uh
So he
hey,
laughing 30 seconds.
yes, yes.
the first the first time he got caught up,
Hey,
it
what's
turned into
Cam
a
and
deal.
Mason name's joint? The purple horsepower or whatever that
Oh
they always
no.
got on there. But he got one on his too.
He got one,
Yeah,
and
he trying to promote that
it
sex
came from the
pill.
first time he got caught up when his flip phone got caught in his pocket while he was while he was busting something down. So,
The Nokia joint, the joint that
Oh
used to ring
man.
like beep 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 beep
Oh
beep
my
beep beep
god.
beep.
Oh
they
god.
got his got his
Oh,
ass caught up, man. She's a very
Yeah.
freaky girl. Don't
oh
take that.
man.
Anyway, but
On to the draft then, man.
on to the
Uh,
draft. On to the draft.
Yeah, so yes, 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 yes. Damn. Is Shador Sanders gonna go undrafted? I don't think he'll go undrafted, but
It,
damn.
I, it's not out of the realm of possibility, though. Let's put that out there.
Well, remember
When
when I was asking y'all this question about Aaron Rodgers, I said the quarterback market is drying up. I said he probably only has what? Minnesota? And then y'all were like, I think Bong, you said in Pittsburgh, right? Or the Steelers. I think
yeah,
that's who you said. I said Minnesota and you named somebody else.
yeah, Pittsburgh.
Anyway,
That's for Aaron
name
Rodgers.
name teams outside of those who were actually searching for a quarterback that haven't made a move, even if you call the guy a bridge quarterback or whatever. What Geno Smith, you called a bridge quarterback, right? Even if you're saying Aaron Rodgers will come in, you're calling him a bridge quarterback, whatever. Sam Darnold got a new gig. Name a team. I'm asking y'all right now, and folks in the chat. Name a team that has a situation outside of the Steelers and Pittsburgh. I mean, excuse me, outside of the Steelers and the Raiders.
The Jets.
Yeah. So
or or
okay,
or the Saints. I'm sorry, Steelers.
now
If you
the Saints
no
went
no
and got.
no no before we went into the draft,
Mhm.
the Saints, the Steelers,
The
and
Giants.
the
The Titans.
Giants.
So you had,
Well,
but
but
there
we
were
already knew Cam Ward was going to the
Yeah.
Titans too. So
no, so there were a
The,
few teams, even with the
yeah.
bridge quarterbacks,
Oh,
right?
the Browns.
The Browns. You had the
okay,
Browns.
so there's
Yeah.
four.
this this dude,
Dizzle in the
Dizzle. Come
building.
on, man.
So
We talking draft tonight, man. Stop it,
so
Dizzle. Don't do that. Don't come
so
in
my
here on that bullshit,
my
Dizzle.
point though, my point though, Is it really more than a handful of teams that are in a
No,
situation where they needed a quarterback like that?
no, it's not. No, it's not more than a
No,
handful.
right?
So
So you really may be looking at three, because even if you throw the Raiders in there, they already got Geno Smith, who they're probably rolling out at the beginning of the season regardless,
Yeah.
bridge or
yeah,
not,
yeah.
right?
So here's
Bridge or not. So what are we
right,
talking about? The quarterback market is not as open as you think it is. There
yeah.
weren't that many opportunities, is what I'm saying. It wasn't really that many opportunities out there.
There were plenty of
No
opportunities.
way.
Hold
For a
on, hear me out.
starter,
Yes, hear me out. There were plenty of opportunities. Remember, he's a rookie. We just saw Jordan Love sit for 3 years behind Aaron Rodgers. We
oh,
just saw it.
Bong. I'm
Hold on.
talking about. Did you hear my question though?
You're
I'm
saying start
talking
from day
about
one,
him
right?
coming in,
You're saying start from day
being
one.
drafted like Cam Ward is going to do with the Titans, because that's what people were. That's what people were talking about Shador. Like they're talking about him and Cam Ward as the, the two
Number one,
top
number two quarterback.
quarterbacks who will come in and
Yeah.
be franchise changing guys.
And
There
again,
weren't that many opportunities like that.
but I'm not talking about the perfect NFL opportunity, because I don't even know if more than a handful of those exist. But what I'm saying is, even if he was to, there were plenty of opportunities. The Rams, Matt Stafford is on a 1 year deal, basically.
Yeah,
Hold
but he
on,
wasn't
hear
going
me
to
out.
come in and
That
start over Matt
I know,
Stafford.
I
that's what I'm
understand that,
saying,
and
dog.
I'm not talking
Yeah, but
about. I'm not
I'm
talking
saying
about starting.
but that was the question that
No,
DP
no,
had.
no. Okay, and that's where I guess where we're talking about two different things. I'm saying
Yeah,
Shador Sanders should have been on a roster, even to sit behind somebody for a year and develop and potentially take over a job. And there were like probably 7 to 10 spots like that. The problem that we're running into now. Here's the problem now, and why he may go undrafted. Here's the real problem. Now his name is going to be bigger than whoever brings him in. The distraction is too loud now.
like
He's
Tebow.
A Colin Kaepernick type
Colin
situation.
I
Kaepernick,
was
basically.
I was going to say Tebow.
No. It wasn't Tebow. Tebow was that shit was fake generated, but because he wasn't even good. But I'm saying at this point, the Shador not being drafted is so much bigger than the draft. It's taken over the draft.
It
People are
is the it,
talking
it
more
is the
about
topic of the draft.
people are talking
Yeah.
more about Shador not being drafted in the first 3 rounds than the actual draft. So you know what
Right.
that does? You know
Tell
what
me
that
who got
does?
drafted after the third pick.
Right.
After the
Anybody?
third,
Linebacker. I mean offensive lineman. But but
TJ Sanders.
but but hear me out. Hear
I'm
me out.
just saying.
So what it does now, he's going to have a group of individuals that are going to resonate with him and going to create unnecessary drama when he comes into the training camp. So now, if he comes into a training camp with somebody that's not already established, someone that's not if he doesn't come in behind a Patrick Mahomes,
Right.
there's going to be such a groundswell for him to of people saying, no, we want to see Shador. We want Shador. Like how damn near like they do Lil Bronny. You know, they come in there every time he touches the ball. Hey! The whole stadium goes crazy. We want Brownie. We want Brownie. Except with Shador, it'll be more, it'll be
It'd
louder.
be more
So,
pronounced.
so now there may be a situation where he does not get drafted. The shit that shocks me the most is that Tomlin, that motherfucker had like 3 picks in the 3rd round.
Kept moving down. No. Not they didn't keep moving down.
They kept
The
trading.
Raiders kept
The Raiders
moving
kept
down.
trading back. Yeah, Raiders kept
What
trading.
the fuck?
So again, remember,
I
Tom
told
Brady.
y'all before we got off, Bong, before we ended the draft, the live draft situation we had yesterday. I said Shador to the Steelers. You were saying that there were 2 teams, right? And it was the Colts at 14, and it was somebody else that was like at 19 or something that you thought would have probably taken a chance on him. And
Yeah.
I said I agree with you on the Colts. If the Colts don't do it, then he going to the Steelers at was it 20 or 21? 21. He going to the Steelers at 21. Man, do you know? I had to leave because I had to take my, go to my daughter's soccer practice. By the time I got to the gas station, dog, I'm walking in and here goes the pick.
Oh.
KP, I'm on the phone with KP.
Yeah, I was
Here,
on the
here
phone with
goes the
you. Yeah.
pick. Not Shador. The gas station cashier is like, ah. I'm like, what's wrong, man? He said, they didn't take Shador. I said, no, he said, we didn't take Shador. I said, you a Steelers fan? And he said, yeah, man, we had him. And I was like, I was just telling my boys, they're gonna get him at 21. It's the perfect scenario. And they didn't pick him. What the fuck?
Then the Giants trade back into the first.
And who did they take when I told you who I said he's shooting up the boards? And
But
you
the funny,
said nah. I said Jackson Dart. And
the
that
funny,
shit happened too.
the funny thing about Jackson Dart is, and I think Colin Cowherd was saying something about it. You guys trade it. Dysfunctional franchises operate like dysfunctional franchises. You traded back into the first round to get Jackson Dart, who you guys could have just stood pat and he would have fell right to you in the second round. You guys didn't have to do all that shit you did. And he's not like it's not like he's a groundbreaking talent that you guys would rather put him as a
And
first round.
was it with the Texans? Because
Yeah, I
the
think
engineer
yes.
saying traded with your shit, so it was with the
And it's
Texans.
because the Texans lost Matthew Golden two picks before the Texans were up.
Mm-hmm.
This motherfucker Golden gets drafted, and I'm watching that shit like, oh, this motherfucker engineer mad as hell. And Green Bay, you got like 5 receivers. You don't even need this motherfucker. They just put Green Bay finna put him in a room with like 5 other receivers
Yeah.
and teach him how to get hurt all the time because these motherfuckers can't never stay healthy. But
He probably gonna go there and get busy. And it was dope the way they was fucking with him too.
Yeah. So I
And
know
was it Randall L who announced the pick? Somebody announced it was it Randall L? I think it was Randall L.
Randall Cobb.
I mean Cobb, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Was it?
No, it was Randall L. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Who announced the golden?
Randall L was a Randall L.
Man, he
was
was a Steeler, so no, let me see.
I don't think it was Randall Cobb either. It was it might have been. Remember, I think Ahmad, the running back, Ahmad
No, it
Green
was
was there. That was a receiver.
yeah.
James
Anyway, but
Jones.
I wasn't James Jones. James Jones was there though.
Yeah, he was. Okay,
But anyway, yeah.
So, but then it's now okay. Fine. You want to Cam Ward, Jackson Dart in the first round. Cool. Then we come into day 2, and
Yeah.
I mean, now we start getting
Surely
getting
he's
comical.
day 2. Surely we're like he's going in day 2. Okay, he didn't go in day 1. All right, okay.
Day 2.
Listen,
Yeah.
And
listen.
you know what this means. You know what this means.
Look. Look at what Scotty Boy's saying. Rodgers going to the Steelers. That's why they ain't making a move. They waiting on this. They waiting on this dude.
Okay, so
They're waiting on this dude.
So again, to the Steelers, who I love Mike Tomlin for everything that he represents. I love Mike Tomlin for being one of the for being the only coach to
The
never
only.
have a losing record.
Yeah.
The
The
one and
only.
only coach to never have a losing record. But Mike Tomlin, you will never get over the hump because y'all motherfuckers, in a way, you're like the Giants, you're like the Cowboys. It's like we got this. You know what I'm saying? It's that old money, right? Man, we used to doing things the old way. The Dukes brothers, Mortimer, and what's the other brother name?
Randolph.
Randolph and Mortimer Dukes, right?
Yeah.
Like we got old money. We gonna do this the old way. Pittsburgh, you got 2 dynamic receivers with no quarterback, and in the first round, you take a defensive tackle. That's the Pittsburgh way. Guaranteed, never in question. That's that old money shit, right? Whereas you saw Ben Johnson in you got Ben Johnson in Chicago first 3 picks all offense. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
we gonna set up our young dynamic playmaker to go out there and get right. All right, gonna get
Shit,
him a tight end. We're gonna
New
get him a
England did that
receiver.
shit too.
Right.
New
Okay.
England
But
did that with
yeah,
May.
yeah. So we're trying to set up our play. Pittsburgh, y'all still don't even know who's gonna toss the rock. You already paid DK too. You paid DK and you telling them like, hey, hang tight. We're gonna find somebody for you. And if that's the case, you're going with Rodgers. How many years do you have in him?
They in there tossing the rock. Just the wrong kind
Yeah.
of rock. They smoking that shit with some of these decisions
Man,
they making.
but
Well,
but
who
it's
am I? Who am
but
I?
again,
What do I know? I'm
but
just a motherfucker on the podcast talking some shit,
just
giving you
think
my
about it.
opinion.
Those 3 teams I keep telling you about: Pittsburgh, the New York Giants, the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys, y'all motherfuckers, and I'm not gonna keep it short and sweet with these motherfuckers. Y'all paid y'all quarterback $60 million, and y'all basically telling him you're gonna have to make it work with. We're not gonna give you any weapons. Like we're gonna go O line because that's what we always do. The last 4 years, the first 2 rounds, they go O line, defensive line. In 25, in 24, and in 23, and 22. O line in the first round, defensive lineman in the second round. You're
Yeah.
not going to get weapons for your $60 million quarterback. Why the fuck would you pay him? Just go on the full rebuild. You get what I'm saying? Like, why are you going to pay somebody that you're not even going to surround him with the pieces? That's that old money. The
Mm-hmm.
Giants. You guys have a quarterback that it was fool's gold too. They fooled us for a hot second. Remember they put the little graphic up there. Oh man, the NFC East for the first time ever, all black quarterbacks. Everybody's got black quarterbacks. I said, man, that Giants money looking funny in the light, man. I don't like that shit. That's that's them Usher bucks. The
Ah.
Giants playing with them Usher bucks, man. They passing them Usher bucks at the strip club. I've seen that shit before. This is funny
Yeah.
money. This is funny
Hey,
money. I know it. I know it. And sure enough, as surefire as it could be, boom, they trade back into the first round and go get a white boy that they could have gotten the second round, and he gonna flame out the same way. Um, what's
Just
the Daniel Jones? Daniel
Daniel Jones.
Jones flamed
Yeah,
out.
but I mean,
Giants out there
but
playing with the Usher Bucks.
yeah, but the starter is, and then the backup is too. They said surely we can't have the backup to the backup. We can't take. They were in the draft room like, wait a minute,
Wait a motherfucking minute.
hold on.
Hey,
We can't have this now.
they quietly said, not to quote my man in Houston, but we can't have the inmates running the asylum.
Nah, but um, it's crazy. It's crazy. Like I really thought, especially with him visiting the Steelers. Did he go anywhere else?
He visited the Giants.
The Giants. Okay. So
Yeah,
the Steelers for sure though. I mean, they don't, like you say, they didn't even have a quarterback. Don't
Yeah.
have a quarterback. Still don't have one.
yeah.
Like
Don't
what
have. Don't have.
don't have.
Yeah.
Like what is going on, dog? Like
And
and then KP, that was you who sent the message about the fake call, right?
Oh yeah.
Like what are we doing? Just trying to embarrass the man. Just trying to embarrass the
Already.
man,
I mean,
dog.
you already have. You
they trying to
just
humble him. They trying to humble him,
yeah.
man.
Now they just. It what's crazy is it's like all of the attributes that they rave about a quarterback having. Oh, we want him to have that it factor.
That
We want him to
moxie
be a leader. Yeah, exactly. We want him that mock all now they're finding a way to use all of that stuff against him.
against him. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but
absolutely.
what's the dude who the Saints drafted? Tyler Show. How do you, I don't even know how you pronounce his
So
last name.
child.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
He will.
Yeah.
Is it Shaw? Show?
Shuck or
Shoe?
something.
Shuck?
They were
Shucks? Tyler Shucks? All Shucks?
It's like show. It's
He's
like
like
show.
put some respect on my name. Um,
Uh,
but Shug Knight, Tyler Shug,
Chug.
Shug, Shug.
Yeah, Mason
Um,
Rudolph is starting for the. Appreciate you, Dizzle. Mason Rudolph is slated as a starter in Pittsburgh right now. So
Yeah.
they have a Mason Rudolph as a starter in Pittsburgh. And again, if the league, okay, so now there's been talk about collusion, and I don't even think it's collusion. But if there's
There's
an,
always collusion.
I know. But what I'm saying is,
Okay.
if there's even the illusion of
oh,
collusion,
the illusion of collusion.
the illusion of collusion is a problem. It sullies
Earlier,
the
you were talking
NFL's
about the
name.
Caucasian persuasion. Now we're talking about the.
For
Illusion
Uncle Shay,
of
right?
collusion.
Uncle Shay, Uncle Shay, also known as what as
let me stop you.
affectionately
I'm not trying to
affectionately
be
known
racist.
affectionately known as snow bunnies or pinky toes.
Hey, I'm the main one saying I don't want to talk about it. I keep cracking jokes and
Keep bringing that shit back
shit.
up. My bad.
My
It's that
bad, y'all.
Caucasian sensation, but anyway, like
but
I
not,
said,
but
hopefully Uncle
the
Shay can.
illusion of collusion. Back
If
to
he's,
the script. I'm sorry.
you over here talking about Sanders. Always a nigga from the deep south, man. One of them a white girl. Anyway, so the if there's
What?
the
I'm an
illusion
Evan
of
Hall of Fame, ball.
if there's the illusion
Put
of
your
collusion,
glasses back on. Put your trousers back on. What? I'm an Evan Hall of Fame.
Oh, man.
hey, that shit from Skip Bayless may be the funniest one line ever.
Oh
He
man.
slapped his hand on the table too, like man.
Like a
He
nigga
went.
yelling domino, huh? Put your glasses back on. Hit the nigga with the domino slap. Put your glasses back on.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh my god,
Oh,
bro. But if there's the illusion of collusion, it gives the NFL a black eye. Point blank. Period. I mean, there's no getting around it. There's no two ways about it.
How do you prove
And
it?
that's where. But and again, you don't have to prove it. It's just it sullies your product because now everybody all we're talking about. Go on any social media right now. Go on any social media right now. Just open your social media. Shador Sanders is the topic of conversation,
let me open up
and
my IG while you're
and
talking
it's
and
and
see
it's
what
and it's
comes up.
racial, It's racial.
Uh,
Every step
uh,
of the way is
look,
racial.
I kid you not. Hold on. I
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
opened. That's
yeah,
crazy.
yeah. Shador's gonna be on the front page of everything, right?
Yeah.
So, but if that was the case, Mike Tomlin not stepping up to the plate says a
Hey,
lot.
hey, Tomlin
Because
said, I ain't need
who
no
you give
Brown. I ain't my brother's keeper.
Yeah,
I ain't
who
got
you
to.
want?
No.
always business, never personal, huh? Nino
Yeah.
Brown.
Now
But
I think he should have been drafted already.
and you know what?
Yeah. What I
Outside
tell
the whole
y'all, Shiloh gonna fuck around and get drafted before Shador does.
oh,
At the rate they going.
so that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say before I lost my train of thought. With the way everything is lined up, I know a team that wouldn't mind having Shador Sanders to bring fans
Mm-mm,
to
mm-mm,
say,
mm-mm, mm-mm,
no, you can take our starting
Go on and
quarterback's
tap the hat.
job.
mm-mm,
Go on
mm-mm,
and
Hold
tap the
on. Yeah,
hat. Go on and,
mm-mm. No, 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 no.
absolutely.
They will draft a Sanders,
go on and
but I
start.
think it would be Shiloh before Shador.
Hear me out.
I
Hear
think
me
they
out.
would really take a chance on drafting Shiloh.
Hear me
The
out.
Cowboys.
Hear me out. Give me 1 second. Let me just say this one thing. Jerry Jones lives in a world where he wants the fan base to turn on Dak Prescott and say, the reason you can't win is because of Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott can't get it done. And he likes to throw other little smoke screens in there. So if you bring in Shador Sanders, now you have a built-in like, hey, if Dak doesn't play well, the fans are going to ask for Shador Sanders. Now it's like, okay, Jerry's continuing to generate headlines, right? We stay in the news. We stay in the news cycle every week because all of Deion's minions. Deion has a bunch of minions around the league, right? Michael Irvin, um, Shannon Sharp, Shady McCoy, all these dudes that get on TV talking greasy about why Shador isn't getting picked, why and giving you their take on why he should be number one and number two. Even Stephen A. Smith, Skip Bayless, like all these motherfuckers, they in Deion's, not in Deion's pocket, but those are his friends. Like, hey, friends with benefits. That's what it is. Like, you guys are gonna speak on my behalf. Michael Irvin,
Pause.
remember, Michael Irvin
Yeah,
said
that did not sound good.
what?
I
The
paused it
friends
for
with
him. Pause.
yeah,
So he could keep going.
Oh, but
yeah.
I hit the
so
pause
Michael
for him.
Irvin, do you remember Michael Irvin said that the Cowboys should have hired Deion as a coach and brought in Shador Sanders to replace Dak Prescott. And as funny as that sounded, and Dak hears all, Dak has already made a comment that Shador Sanders should let the fact that he wasn't drafted early fuel his, light a fuel, light a fire under him, and fuel the future of his career. You know what
This
I'm
is
saying?
what
Still,
Dak said. You
Dak
saying?
said the hell yeah. Dak
Okay,
came out and made a statement that always the consummate professional. When you
Dak,
know, but
just
what? But again, DP, it's
we ain't
about.
trying to hear that bullshit,
But
Sharif. Fuck you doing, Dak? Come on, man.
Oh,
oh no,
just,
Sharif,
just,
Sharif,
just.
Sharif kicking that back to Africa shit again.
Right.
for those of y'all that don't
Oh
know,
shit! Come on, man.
aside,
What we doing, Dak?
jokes
Man,
aside, for those of you that don't know, you don't know.
consummate professional. Like, yeah, okay, we got you, Dak. But come on, man.
Hey, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, man. Oh, he called this man Sharif.
Damn. I
The
didn't even know he
reform.
made. I didn't even know he made the comment, man.
Yeah, he made a
Hmm.
comment. I mean, again, that's people have gotten away from the essence of what it is. When you're the face of the league, when you're the guy making 60 million, that's part of the job. Like you have to be
Yeah.
presidential. We're used
Oh yeah.
to, what I'm saying, we're used to somebody like a Peyton Manning or a Tom Brady being that presidential guy, always saying the right thing, always having PR to, say the exact thing that needs to be said in a presidential way. Dak Prescott is
Mhm.
that person. He's just black and he hasn't won a Super Bowl. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll never knock him for being the consummate professional because it's damn near a lost art nowadays. You know what I'm saying? You got Joe Burrow, he want to be Joe Burr and, like come out looking like Macaulay Culkin and always, like, nah, let's get back to I want my quarterbacks to be professional. You know what I'm saying? I want my quarterbacks to be buttoned up. You know what I'm saying? Not Baker Mayfield or all these dudes is kind of like tiptoeing the line, trying to be cool, hat to the back type shit. Like, nah,
You
get up there
you
and be.
you saying you want your quarterback buttoned up?
Absolutely, it's part of the job. I mean, for the Dallas Cowboys, you have to be. You have to be. There's no.
So
You don't have. You don't have an option.
you want the company man quarterback.
You can be whatever you have to be on the field. But what I'm saying is, when you're in the media, when you're in front of the media, there's certain things that you have to say.
Hmm.
No Lamar Jackson.
Lamar too real for TV, man. He too real for TV, and does he get a lot of sponsorships? No. He's like one of the faces of the league, but he want to do it his way, and I respect that. But Lamar, you can associate with Kodak Black quietly, because what Kodak Black's brand doesn't really align with the NFL's brand and what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be the CEO of your team in Baltimore, and you going and hanging out with Kodak Black, who we know is doing drugs and looking like he coked out every time you get on camera, it's not a good look for you. But you just too real for TV. So it's like, okay, I don't give a fuck. That's my boy. We came up together. We from the same area. I'm gonna hang out with him because that's what I want to do. Okay, bet. That's the shit linemen can get away with doing. That's the shit your crazy receivers can get away with doing. The CEO of the franchise, the quarterback, the guy that gets paid the most, is supposed to be buttoned up. It just is what it is. And we're not even talking about that. We're supposed to be talking about the damn draft. But
I
outside
mean,
that
it
Shador,
all goes into it because you talking about the quarterback position with Shador, like,
yeah.
and then what? With that being said, it's connected because do you think they view Shador as that buttoned up guy that they want to represent their squad and be the CEO of the team, as you say, on the
I thought
field?
Uh,
I'm gonna tell you, I thought about a couple things because I was reading some comments, some internet comments, and one of the internet comments was like, he's a rich kid that grew, he grew up rich, and he's a rich kid that's just trying to play football, and that's why he wasn't drafted. And I thought about that for a second. I was like, well, what about Johnny Manziel? Wasn't Johnny Manziel a rich kid that wanted to play football? Didn't he still get drafted early? Like, miss me with all of that, man.
There was the Johnny Manziel's dad,
hey,
Deion
no,
Sanders.
no, no.
Like,
But I
I'm
think
saying, but he's a
I
rich
think
kid.
Johnny Manziel has come out and debunked that story and said that he didn't even really come from that kind of money. I think it was like a facade he put on the act, but I don't think he really it
it,
was
you know what's, I forget who said it. Who, damn, I wish I knew who said it. But they were talking about obviously Deion Sanders, being his pops and kind of helping him navigate the situation, and people just not liking that shit. Just like you had LeVar Ball navigating the situations with his sons, and people just not liking that shit. But you have the difference in this case is you have someone who is a Hall of Famer, not just a player, right?
Yeah,
A Hall of Famer in the sport where we talk about nepotism. You just had it with LeBron James and basketball with his son. Think about all the NBA players who have sons who play the game. Think about the NFL players who have sons who play the game. You just had um, the Jets draft. Damn, out of LSU, the tight end. I'm missing his name.
Taylor. Taylor.
Taylor. You just had
Jason Taylor's
you.
son.
Yep, you just had the Jets draft him. So it's like you. We should have been looking at a situation where Deion Sanders, his son was drafted as well. But
Hey,
it's like
and
Deion Sanders is actively still uh rubbing people the wrong way with his success
you know the
because you
funny
don't
thing?
like the way he operates, you don't like the way he moves, but you can't question that he gets the job done. He's successful, and it's just he's a
What do you what's the difference between him and the Manning family?
he black.
So,
Shit, that's where I
because
was getting. He's a black man taking care of
I
his black
promise you,
son. I don't want to. I hate to
and here's the thing. I
just
promise you
call it what it
this.
is, man.
I promise you this. Um, the Mannings, that's Peyton, Eli, Archie. What's the other brother that be doing Caesar's Palace commercials? The one that played wide
I
receiver but never made it.
Yeah, I know
But
who
I
you're
know.
talking
there's another Manning.
Oh,
They are
Cooper, right?
behind
Cooper.
about.
Cooper
Cooper.
Manning. Thank you.
Yeah.
They are behind the scenes right now, paving the way and rolling the stones out for
Young Art.
Manning, young Arch Manning that's at Texas right now, and he's going to land exactly where they want him to land. And there's going to be no question about it, even if he doesn't have a great season. As a prospect, he's going to land exactly where they want him to land.
And
I
so
mean,
then
the way that,
my thing would be then this. You have Deion Sanders who um is grooming his children. He's been in the league. He knows what it takes to have success in the league, right? People always talk about pedigree. I
yeah,
think pedigree is a real thing. Um,
it is.
they always talk about bloodline, pedigree, all that type of stuff. So you know who he comes from. He comes from great stock and all that. You always hear that. You know who he comes from. You've seen him play. You got footage of the dude. You know, There's been coverage of him leading up to the draft for a reason. If he wasn't good enough to be drafted in the first round, second round, right? Then they wouldn't have been doing that. He wouldn't have had the coverage he had. People could talk about, oh, well, Tom Brady got drafted at this point. Come on. Was there
Yeah.
coverage on Tom Brady like
Yeah.
there is with were people looking at Tom Brady at that point in his career with Michigan? Were they looking at
No.
him like they're looking at Shador Sanders right now?
Yeah. Uh, I think Tom Brady was looking to start selling insurance with his dad. But again, it's the double standard. It's the you know it's they want to humble Shador Sanders. He was just too brash,
The whole
too
Sanders family,
yeah,
Dion as
absolutely,
well.
absolutely, because it doesn't make sense. And what I'm telling you is that now we've
Yeah,
gotten
it
to
don't
a
make
point
sense.
where we've gotten to a point where you can't bring him in to an established franchise. You can't bring him in
Yeah, it's
unless
that's crazy.
unless you're there's only two or three quarterbacks that you can bring him in there, and it's got two, three, and they're all white or whatever you want to call Mahomes. Um, so you got Mahomes, you got Josh Allen, and you have Joe Burrow, where you could bring him in behind them, and nobody will bat an eye because nobody's saying bring Shador in to play over those guys. I was
Mhm.
any of the black quarterbacks, Lamar, Jalen Hurts, just pick them. The minute they have any slippage or there's, hey man, you didn't have a great game today.
Maybe not Lamar. Hurts,
Yeah, Lamar's still dynamic and he still seems to be at the top of his game.
even though Hurts won a Super Bowl, they would still hate on him and put
Engineer just made a comment
What-
and I disagree, but can you put it up real quick?
for sure.
Go ahead, Kev. You were going to say something. I'll get to that in a second.
Oh no, I was just gonna say that about engineer's comment. Like he made a comment.
Yeah,
Okay, he says it feels like the media was trying to push Sanders up and the teams weren't sold.
he threw for over 4,000 yards last year. He was one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NCAA. He just took too many sacks. They talked to what's the
They
old
had a
coach?
terrible
Nick Saban.
bowl game.
Nick Saban today about it, and he said, "Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Like when he's in the pocket, he's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in college. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in football in college football, and that translates to the NFL. But because he had a bad offensive line and he had to scramble more, that was not part of his skill set, and that's
Yeah.
why he took a lot of the sacks. So if you have him
Yep.
in the pocket as a pocket passer with a good offensive line, he is literally gonna dart motherfuckers apart. But again, that's a coach. That's a multi-time national coach, national championship coach talking. But he's also in the Aflac commercials with Dion. So is you know what I'm saying? Is it veiled or is he speaking candidly? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I
Uh,
mean, you started by saying his stats: 42 touchdown passes to 10 interceptions, 4100 over 4100 yards, and a 74% completion. That's ridiculous, man.
yeah, I mean,
74%.
yeah, you could start breaking a lot all of that stuff down, like, and then they'll start talking about did they win? Did he lead them to wins? Then they'll start looking at, well, he didn't have the best offensive line. Then you can also start looking at you're only as good as your last performance. And shit, they played who was it, BYU in that bowl game and got
Mhm.
smacked by them. He didn't have the best game then. I'm just looking at some of the positives, also some of the negative. Like people are gonna start going from one side to the other, one side to the other, right? So, but I mean, you could people have been drafted before him that didn't necessarily have great seasons and great bowl
Yeah.
games and great senior bowls and all of that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, beginning in the middle. Um, I still think he out of this group of quarterbacks, everybody was breaking all this stuff down. He is, if not, he's right behind Ward. If you're gonna say Cam Ward's number one, clearly number one, then who's next? It has to be Shador to me.
Yeah, like even like Jackson Dart. He threw Jackson Dart threw for more yards, but his completion percentage 69%. Touchdowns, he only threw for 29. Like he didn't throw for as many touchdowns as Shador did.
So I mean, I don't know if it's the media that's necessary because engineer. I'll say this too, in response to your comment. We actually had a show. I don't know if you were on when we were talking about this, and that was that um there was kind of the start of a smear campaign on Shador when they were the unnamed source came out, and then
As it
you
got
had these
closer, yeah,
you had these people saying that he was you know too cocky and not giving good interviews and all of that kind of stuff. So that was circulating through the media as well. So I don't know. I mean, there were analysts who were saying that they liked him, and like you had Mel Kiper, I think, what had him as his number one, right? And he's one
He's
of the
Mel Kiper is speechless at this point.
yeah, but I'm just saying, like there was
You know what I'm
good
saying?
and
He's
bad.
like, yeah, he's
Yeah,
like literally distraught at how this shit is playing out.
yeah, but when,
you know,
when you stepped off, I was just just trying to put my button on what engineer was saying. Like I think there's
Charge,
been good. Okay, I think there's been good and bad. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I think there's been good and bad in the media. Um, and it's just that his is just highlighted more than anybody else's.
I
Like
think somebody made mention to that earlier, saying that nobody's film has been broken down as much as Shador's. Nobody's film has been broken down as much as Shador's, right? Even the guy that got drafted by the Suge Knight,
Tyler
but
Suge.
you know what I'm saying. But you know what I'm saying. There's we don't see too much film on them. But again,
Well,
what did his interview look like? What did he come in there? Did he come in there with the same bravado that his dad had the year that he got drafted, where Dion, you know,
what does
came in and said,
what does Pittsburgh say about their meeting with him? What do the Giants say about their meeting with him? Has
good
anybody
question.
heard that?
maybe that's one of the anonymous sources.
Well, that anonymous source came out before that, right?
Who's put that yeah. What's your team? Thank
No,
you.
you can't.
Let's
You
highlight that
can't.
Who's
comment.
your team?
And
And
you
is
you
it
can't
deal?
talk about Mel Kiper, man, because Mel Kiper was supposed to retire. You remember 8 years ago, Mel Kiper will in 2010, Mel Kiper said if Jimmy Clausen wasn't a successful quarterback in the NFL, then he'd retire.
So
And
hey,
and
you
uh,
can't put your
he
career on
was then
that.
asked, huh?
I said can't put your career on that.
Yeah, McShay replied, "What's your time frame, Mel?" And Mel wanted 8 years. So
Hey, real quick
in
before we go to deal words, um, so engineer says one a real conspiracy. Maybe they intentionally wanted him to fall to the third to boost up viewership. Engineer, are you saying viewership of the draft? Because I was thinking that also, like this is one of those drafts where people were saying you get to the first if you get through after the first three.
I think the first round. The first
Yeah,
round was
yeah.
dynamic.
But then after that, it's like what's gonna carry you through the remainder of it? Are they looking for
Right.
that storyline? Is
Es-
this that storyline to carry you?
especially when you have the Missouri. wide receiver and the two Ohio State running backs get picked early second round. So now even the intrigue with the bigger names is like, okay, they're gone. Okay, now
Yeah,
it's just if you don't study this shit for a living, it's like,
yeah. Then
okay,
it's
let me
like,
go do
who?
some research on this person
Right,
after. Yeah,
right,
after,
right, right,
after
right, right. So,
man.
the Saints, man. Just trying to know your thoughts on the Tyler. And is it Suge or whatever on Tyler?
Show.
And also Kellen Moore said Shador would have been picked, but they felt better about your boy Tyler.
That's a lie. That's a
Um,
lie. And um,
Or maybe they did feel better.
maybe Moore
Maybe they did feel
felt
better.
more comfortable with
yeah.
the Tyler pick versus
Yeah.
picking the Shador and the
And
pressure that
look,
would come with that. I don't know.
and the
Yeah.
pressure would be on a first year head coach in Kellen Moore, who I can tell you as a Dallas fan who had Kellen Moore as an OC, um, in the big moments, there are issues.
Mm.
And yeah, with somebody as vocal. So we talk about Dak Prescott being presidential, always saying the right things. Guess what he is with his coaches? He's the good soldier. He's the good soldier with the coaches too. So he's never going to give you any talk back. He's never going to oppose you. But guess who will?
Yeah, and I think Ben
Sure.
Arlovsky was trying to say that, but I think I'm not going to necessarily say that that's not the reason why Moore did it. I think it's kind of bullshit, um, if that's the case, because as the head coach, you should be able to manage whatever type of personality. If the dude
Yeah.
has the skills, you know, there's so many people in the NFL who probably coming at their coaches sideways, and you just got to figure out how to navigate the situation, right? So I don't know. There's no clean locker room. No locker room that has a clean rap sheet, or there's nothing that goes on. We all in there, playing cards and dominoes, and everybody's eating cotton candy and slapping high fives. That shit ain't happening in everybody's locker room. So,
So are you
like,
saying that the Saints believe that Tyler can lead a room, can
am
be
I
a
saying
member?
that?
No, 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 no.
No,
I'm
he's talking
Oh,
talking
about
to.
his next question about being able to lead a room. Completely understand. Um, about Kellen Moore or Shadur. I'm saying if Kellen Moore went with a more comfortable pick, then I don't know. Are you picking who's the more talented guy or what? I mean, they threw a what was that thing? They're just in the goddamn workout. Was that a pro day, or was
That
that
was a
the
combine.
combine
That
where
was
he
a
just threw
combine.
this? I don't know. He's saying,
Oh
I
yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
Kellen,
Absolutely,
we
absolutely.
draft
Yeah, yeah.
someone
That's
as vocal
what I was.
saying this might be
What I was
issues.
just saying.
Yeah,
What I was saying. Yeah, for sure.
but
I
is
don't
that
know.
but should that steer your decision though, Bong? That's what I'm
No,
saying. Should
if
that
you're
steer the decision?
the Saints, absolutely.
No.
Because no, listen to what I'm saying. You have a first time head coach in his first year. This is not his first stint, but he's in his second or third year. He's literally just stepping to the plate for the first time. I don't know if he can handle somebody like a Shador Sanders. Look at the quarterbacks that he's been tasked with managing. Dak Prescott, definitely a good soldier. Jalen Hurts, definitely a good soldier. He had my man Herbert for a year, but I think Herbert was hurt for uh, maybe 7, 8 games that year. So have you had to deal with somebody that was vocal, somebody that's going to be fiery, that's gonna you know uh, get back at you? And I don't think Kellen Moore has the attitude or the personality to deal with that. Right? I don't think he would last with a Josh Allen or with a uh, what's the Joe Burrow. right?
So
Somebody's going to
so
tell you like, no, I want to do it this way.
so let's say Cam Ward is fiery. Cam Ward, let's just say Cam Ward says, well, he's not like Dak Prescott or whatever, or whoever. Let's just say there's a first round draft pick. Next year, the Saints have the first round, the number one draft pick because they stink. And the quarterback who's killing shit is a fiery guy, not like a Dak Prescott and all that stuff. But Kellen Moore may not be able to deal with him because he's so vocal. You don't take him.
No, it'll be year two, and if they stink like you say they do, then you're already gearing up. Kellen Moore, if you can't make it work this year, next year you'll be gone. Like they'll get him out of there after that year and go get you somebody that can manage you. What I'm saying is give him a chance this year to actually, because it's not like the Saints are, I mean the Saints could have honestly went and got a wide receiver with that pick that they used on
The
on
quarterback.
on the quarterback, right? They definitely could have used that on the wide receiver. They need weapons. They don't even have like, okay, you bring this dude in, he's gonna be great in the locker room. Who are his weapons? Who is he throwing to? They have Alvin Kamara, and they're gonna run his ass into the ground because he's their everything. He has to be the pass catcher. He has to be the rusher. He literally did everything for that team last year. You know what I'm saying? I know
You
they
ain't
had
feeling Jawan Johnson, baby.
Hey,
You ain't.
the tight
You
end.
ain't. Yeah, you ain't a Jawan Johnson fan.
I
He
don't
had
I
his
don't
he had
know,
his
man. This
moments, but he didn't mesh well. He didn't mesh
A
well
couple
with
years ago, yeah, he
with
had some
Carr.
big games.
And then they do have the one receiver, but he ended up getting hurt last year.
and he's
Um,
got a concussed Olave as our
Olave,
number one.
Chris Olave,
Yeah.
yeah, Chris Olave.
And if he
But
could stay healthy, I think Olave can get busy.
of course he can.
Yeah,
But
he's cool.
but when
In
when
my
teams
house, he's Olave.
Olave,
Olave.
Yeah, yep, that's fantasy football
but
out here.
Hey, Dilward, are you and hopefully I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so let me know. Um are you happy with the pick? Are
I
you
think
happy with what the Saints have done?
I
Oh,
think
it's gonna take
I
a
think
little
the
delay.
I think the little hands over his face thing earlier about Tyler says that he's probably not happy with the pick.
And then let me know how we should be pronouncing your name too, because I don't want
But
to be
hey, they
butchering it.
address offensive line in the first round. That was solid. I believe they wasted a pick on this guy who would have been there in the third or the fourth round in the second. Go get you a
Yeah,
dynamic
and
receiver.
that's the thing. So it's like, are you just blatantly like trying to make it be known like we're not going that route?
That's what I'm saying. So it's almost like, do you remember the summer where Lamar Jackson was a restricted free agent, and you had people like Atlanta saying, "Oh, no, we're good with I forgot
Look
who
at
their quarterback was at the time."
engineer stupid. He said I ain't happy with the pick, and I'm a Texans fan.
Oh, go to the
Oh
pick.
yeah,
Yeah,
and that's true. I sent y'all that message that a boy is gonna be 26 when the year starts. He's 25 now. In September, he'll be 26 when the season starts.
Yeah,
It's, you know,
and they said, "Now we'll take him because we'll take him." So remember that year that Lamar Jackson
man,
was a
3
restricted free
years of
agent.
season ending injuries.
Yeah. So
This guy
remember,
is the Sam
so
Bowie.
so remember that year that
I'm
Lamar
just saying. So you got Shador somewhere
Jackson.
sitting like, "This is your king.
But hold on.
Yeah,
Like, this is your pick."
So remember the year that Lamar Jackson was a restricted free agent, and nobody would even bring him in for a cup of coffee. Nobody would even give him an offer that
Yeah, yeah,
the Ravens would have to match.
yeah.
Carolina, Atlanta, Cleveland, like all these teams were like, "Nah, we're good with our quarterback situation now. We don't need a Lamar Jackson." That's the illusion of collusion. That's basically saying like, "Hey, don't touch this dude." And that's what it
Yeah.
sounds like when you got a quarterback that
Who's capable?
26.
Yeah,
No, this
26.
guy 26 coming off of
I
back.
sent all that shit in
Yeah,
the
no, no,
group chat.
I know. I'm
Oh,
just
oh,
saying. I'm
okay.
just
Yeah.
reiterating the point. Yeah, I know. He's 25 now. He'll be 26 by the time the season starts. Like, what are we doing here? And it's almost like, no, we're gonna show you that we're not fucking with you. Now
Mm.
we're gonna
Yeah.
go and waste a second round pick
And that's
on a
kind of what
dude
I was
that's
saying.
gonna be there. He might have went undrafted.
30 on his rookie deal. Hey, that's a what was
Wow.
the Oklahoma, can y'all help me chat and or Bong KP? What was the Oklahoma State quarterback? I think we talked about this.
He came to Brandon Wheaton.
Whedon. Whedon.
He was a
Because he's with the
cowboy.
Cowboys. Yeah, he was with the
Yeah.
Cowboys. Yeah.
He was like 28 or 29 or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris Winkie, but Chris Winkie, I think it was because he played football. I
Played. He
think he
played.
played
He
baseball.
played
Whedon played
MLB.
baseball too.
Baseball. Yeah.
Same with
Yeah.
Whedon.
So, but
Hey, real shit engineer. I had never heard of him either.
Yeah. Me
Until
neither.
yes, I didn't know who he was until they said some shit about it. I was like, who?
and then Jalen
He
Milrow,
wasn't even one of the quarterbacks that I heard that was on the coming up the draft boards. Like what?
Jalen Milrow went. Dylan Gabriel went from Oregon.
Yeah.
Like it's a
But
now I
see,
got
but Bong, that goes back to the beginning of the conversation, right? Where I said, where are the teams that have, even if it's a bridge quarterback, if you will, where you would bring Shador Sanders in to sit behind, learn, and then he takes over the show. They're not even drafting him in those positions.
and the part that's killing me is the
Even
Rams.
before it got to this point. You know what I mean? Like
The Rams. If what is being said is true, if you keep him in the pocket and you keep him clean, that's what Matt Stafford ain't doing. And he's not getting out of the pocket like that. Rams, you can't bring him in and tell him sit down behind Matt Stafford for a year or two, and then we'll bring you out in the LA market. You don't think he tracks in LA? Come on, man, that's
I don't
crazy.
know. I don't know.
That's
It's
crazy.
um
I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen Rattler
You
play. I mean,
can't do that, man. You'll turn Matthew Stafford into Scarface, man. Have him looking over his shoulder and peeping around corners, man.
well, I mean
Because that guy,
that's what
they try
anybody
to
would.
fight. Yeah.
I mean, bring in anybody. I'll go back to what the point that Bong was making earlier. If you bring Shador in, that naturally that quarterback is going to feel like he's on their heels, even if it's not. I mean, unless it's those guys that he named, like your Mahomes and Burrow and Josh Allen and I would say Lamar Jackson too. But
yeah,
anybody
no,
else, like you know, like even Dak Prescott, they would be like Shador needs to play instead of you would start hearing that stuff.
from
Um,
day
Yeah.
one.
yeah, no,
Exactly from day
you would.
one.
But now that it's like now that you've gone on and this has become the story of the draft, he's not drafted, it's just growing. It's almost like it's just getting uh,
Or
just
legs.
pause. Yeah, it's getting more legs,
It's,
becoming
it's,
the Incredible Hulk. You know what I'm saying? And now it's just
speed now.
yeah, now it's just
Yeah.
like damn,
Highway.
yeah.
Yeah.
So now it's gonna be really crazy for whoever he plays for. But thoughts on Rattler? He's getting thrown out like garbage when our team was in shambles last year. I say let him show what he's got with a healthy team.
Rattler was an NFL quarterback, but he was nothing to write home about.
Well, I'll go back to when uh Rattler started with was it Oklahoma in
Yeah.
college?
Mm-hmm.
So he started with Oklahoma in college. And he
Or was
was
it Arizona?
no, it was Oklahoma. And he was
Okay.
one he was like a highly touted QB. And then he went to South Carolina, I believe. Didn't really have the success that, folks thought he would when he was initially coming into college. So I don't think he really got that groove back. Um was that a hit on his confidence? I would think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Um And has he recovered from that completely? Maybe not. He was drafted as a backup. Let's be real. Like he
Yeah.
was drafted in. I don't think he was ever drafted, and you can tell me if you feel differently. Um, if he was drafted to become the starter, I don't think that was the case. I think he was put in a position where your starter car goes down, and now you just are going to the best of what you have. Now,
Right.
is he ever
Right.
going to be an elite quarterback that leads them to, playoff
Probably not.
runs and all that kind of
Rat-
stuff?
Rattler's
Probably
mobile,
Maybe not.
right? Rattler got some legs. He can get out there and
Right,
but
right.
you know,
Exactly.
are they going to build an offense around Spencer Rattler?
No.
no.
But I mean,
No.
Kellen Moore just spent a year with Jalen Hurts, so you have a mobile quarterback. Somebody can definitely get out the pocket and scramble, use their legs, pick up first downs. Can you get a playbook for dummies that mimics Jalen Hurts playbook and install a few packages for Spencer Rattler? You know what I'm saying? It seems like New Orleans is, they want gadget. They're still trying to keep gadget plays alive, right?
Right,
They
right.
went and
This
paid.
ain't, yeah.
They went and paid. What's my man? That's a tight end, but he also doubles down as the quarterback, and sometimes he'll play
Man,
running back.
Uh
that ain't talking
Ty
white.
what's his name? Out of BYU. What is his name?
Damn,
Yeah,
the white guy. What is the white guy's
big,
name?
big buff
Come
motherfucker.
on, chat. Help us out. It's
Taysom,
Ty.
Taysom Hill. Yeah, that's
Taysom
Taysom
Hill.
Hill.
Taste, yeah, Taysom.
That's it.
Taysom Hill. So
Taysom
I
Hill.
mean,
Yeah.
you'll
Um,
never have a, and they paid him. They paid him.
it,
They
this
paid.
thi- this is just what was that old show? Spencer for Hire. That
Yeah.
old yeah, that's what this is, man. Spencer for Hire. He ain't. It's never gonna be more than what it is. Um, they, they'll probably let your boy Tyler uh get some shots out there this year. Depending on what happens
Spencer
with
Hall
Carr,
here. We
because they're
got a
saying,
nice, pretty little hat for you with a flower on it.
yeah, they're
Put
saying
those
Carr
headphones on open.
Carr may not even play. They're saying, right? He's got to have surgery or
Yeah.
whatever. He may not even play. So
I mean, if
it,
of all the vacancies and deal
if
world, I'm not dis again. I'm a Cowboys fan. I know what you know mediocrity looks like. Of all the vacant
we have
positions,
staring
Saints
mediocrity in the face for
the
about
Saints were
25 years.
probably the least attractive job. That's why they had to get a first year fringe head head coach, and I think I don't know if they're in rebuild. They're in rebuild.
The
They have
Saints,
the Saints are in rebuild, and you got even like a lot of the mainstays, right? You have what's my man that's on the D line? He's been a NFL ambassador for a long time. Light skinned D lineman with the
Will
I know
braids.
what
Smith.
you're talking about.
Nah,
Mm-mm.
Oh, Will
I know what
Smith.
he's talking about though.
but he's like one of their vocal. He's like one of the few Saints that people know. Um, I can't remember his name right now, but he's a DN and he gets busy. Even but he's probably been in the league for like 15 years now.
Yeah,
So you know what I'm
he's
saying? Like he's getting up there,
bet bet.
in age. So Cam
Oh,
Jordan,
Cam
Cam
Jordan.
Jordan. Cam
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 Jordan.
Jordan.
Jordan,
Yep,
Cam
Cam Jordan.
Jordan. So you know what I'm saying? Like he's getting long in the tooth.
Yeah, we
He
need
knows
to
how much
defer
longer.
to the expert here. It's your
Yeah,
squad. So
yeah.
yeah, thank you.
Oh, appreciate
Cam
it,
Jordan.
appreciate it.
By the way, and hopefully I didn't get that pronunciation deal word. But um hopefully we can get you to subscribe, man, and rock with us.
Yeah, absolutely,
We
absolutely,
appreciate you jumping in on here
indeed,
and chiming
indeed.
in. So yeah.
But
Um
you
but
know, hey man, I got some folks that's Saints fans, man. I got a cool story. I was out in New Orleans with my
deal
folks.
world. Okay.
I was out I was out in New Orleans with my folks, man, and I'm a huge Cowboys fan, so I'm always rocking my Cowboy shit. But and it was during football season. Saints wasn't even playing the Cowboys. I think they was playing the Raiders or something like
Mm.
that. But so I'm out there. I go to a little daiquiri shop that they, it's almost like a little car, like a club. And when I walk in with a couple of my folks, and I got my Cowboys gear on. The motherfucking music stopped. Like the DJ scratched the record, like skirt. And motherfuckers eyeing me up and down. So I look at my boy. I said, "Hey man, I think these motherfuckers eyeing me up and down over my hat." Because in New Orleans, in New Orleans it's crazy. Like if you go any of the shops, if it's not only sports gear they have, is LSU, Saints, and then you might see some whatever the basketball Pelicans or whatever they're called now. But LSU gear, Saints gear is all you see. And then on Sundays on TVs, you know how you might go to a bar, you have to request other games. They just put Saints games on every TV,
Hmm. Hmm.
like at
Oh wow.
restaurants, at bars.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and LA is different.
yeah, like
LA is different. LA will show all kind of shit. It's crazy.
yeah,
But
yeah, hell yeah.
hey, Bong, they hit you up like the old ass paste
Dub
the
C.
Conte sauce
Yeah.
commercials where they're like, this stuff's made in New York City. New York City, get the rope.
Hey,
Like he's
oh,
wearing Cowboys gear. Get the
oh,
rope.
hey, I was thinking about the little the Dub C album when it was like I think it's the song called House Party, fucking with a house party. What that NAC on your what that NAC stand for? Uh, niggas having cash. I mean niggas having concussions.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Hey,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
but yeah, man, Saints. Hey, New Orleans don't play around. I thought I was gonna have to knuckle up. The
Oh
DJ stopped
wow.
the music, and then he started saying like while he was talking over songs, he was saying some little slick shit about something Saints, fuck them other teams, just doing like I was like, oh yeah, they serious about
Like
their
yeah, we
football
don't
down
wear
here.
that other shit around here.
Clearly. But it was still a good time, man. Love the beignets, love the po' boys, and uh, all that other shit, man, that they got
Yeah.
down there.
Well,
Anywho,
um,
man,
eh,
that was a
hey,
cool. We was really
real,
just trying to chop it up for a bit.
yeah, I was gonna ask you real quick. As far as like the day one, and I guess you could say day two now too, but the takeaway from day one because we didn't get to finish. Who do you think like really did their thing is team wise? Like who you think had a really good draft?
Me,
Yes, and KP.
um, I think first round back end of the first round, Eagles come in there and steal some shit. They went and got a D lineman on the back end of the first round. I'm like, damn, man, these motherfuckers. No, they got the linebacker. They got Jahad Campbell out of Alabama, and
Mm-hmm.
then Kansas City at 32 come and get Josh Simmons, the O lineman out of Ohio State. I think those were both big time picks. And funny enough,
I can't
a lot
say.
of people are saying that the Cowboys nailed their draft.
Um, I would. You know what? Engineer says the Texans. I'm not mad at what they did. Um,
Traded back out of the first round.
yeah, but they picked up two receivers, right? Both of them from Iowa State, if I'm not mistaken. So two teammates, and we were just talking about Dale with the injury, and I think they also did they pick up a center, either center or a guard. I know they addressed something. They addressed offensive line too, so I don't think they did bad. Um, the Browns, yeah,
I was gonna
the
say the
left tackle.
Browns
That's right, the
trading
left tackle. The
trading down from 2 to 5
Yeah, the
and
Browns.
still getting their guy.
So the Jaguars probably stole the steam with the early story with
Yep.
the
Yeah.
trade. So they basically stole the draft, right?
Yeah.
Or at least the storyline of it. But you better hope that he comes through and is balling like that because they gave up a lot. Um,
Duval.
yeah, exactly. But they, what's crazy? They went. Uh, Deion Sanders Jr. He does the media for them. He had a clip of them when they were going to, I don't know who they were playing, but they were playing in Jacksonville on their stadium, and they went on a flashback to the clip of Travis Hunter and Shador out there just kind of talking, and then Hunter says something like, I hope they'll draft me here one day as as a high draft pick or something like that. And crazy
Hmm.
enough, there it goes, it happens. But the Browns, I was telling you, I think the Browns, that was also a solid trade for them, right? Because I don't think they were really like sold on like we gotta have this guy. I think if nobody would have traded with them, they would have taken Travis Hunter. But when they could get all of that stuff in return and still get a top 10 pick or a top 10 projected, that wasn't a bad deal for them. And some additional picks in the draft and a first round for next year. So I would say off the top of my head, the Browns, and I'm not mad at what the Texans did.
Yeah, and I think the Bears, Chicago, again, they said we're going all in on Caleb Williams. We are going to let you know if Caleb Williams is the real deal, if he's real Bucks or Usher Bucks,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
not for
Well,
sure. They went heavy. They went heavy on offense. They,
and
they leaned in on the offense, and there's no excuses. We got your receiver, we beefing up the O line. We got you a tight end, like bro. Plus what you already got. You know what I'm saying? So they go Colston Loveland, the tight end out of Michigan, first round. I think second round I think they went O line second round, if I'm not
mhm.
mistaken. No, they went and got Burden. So they went and got the last top tier receiver um in
Yeah,
the in
because
the,
I sent y'all that when it happened because I was like, oh, he's out of there.
yep. So Burden was gone, and then they doubled down in the second round again and get an offensive tackle out of Boston College. So first three picks they go offense, and then they got a D tackle. And they had hella picks. Sheesh, that second round was good to them. They had three picks in that second round.
Well, you know what? And with you saying that reminds me. I'll throw my other team in there that I think they're not my squad, but the other team that I think did cool. That's the Patriots because
The Pack.
they also did the same thing uh, for May that the Bears are doing for Williams. They got Henderson out of Ohio State.
Mm-hmm.
Remember we were talking about the Ohio State running back, so they got him. They got a receiver, I think, out of Washington State, and then they also they lost the center, I believe, and they just picked up. Was it the center out of Georgia? Are they the ones who got the center out of Georgia?
I
Somebody
don't
got the
know.
center out of Georgia. I think it may have been them. Let me see. If it was them, then definitely it's New England. I'm saying they did
I,
cool.
as far as single picks, I also like the single pick by the Cardinals in the second round with Will Johnson, the cornerback out of Michigan. I
Yeah,
think
Okay,
he's
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, to
he,
Arizona, yeah,
if
he's
he
one
if
of the
he's healthy,
he's one of the
that's
injury he's one of the injury
yeah,
guys.
yeah. And
turf
and
toe
and Bong,
hamstring.
if the Cowboys are gonna take a chance on somebody with injuries, he was one of them that I was saying.
Well, they
Will
end up going
Johnson.
to they end up going to get the guy from ECU who's coming off of injury as well. That they said had it not been for the injury, he would have been a first rounder. So, and they got him in the third. So again,
And
they
and
addressed.
yeah, go ahead, my bad.
No, you good.
And it was the center out of Georgia with New England, Jared Wilson. So yes, I'm gonna throw New England on there too.
Mm-hmm.
So receiver, offensive line, running back, those are all things that you're doing to put shit in play for your quarterback.
Yeah,
So they did
absolutely.
what they needed to do. Um, KP,
Hey,
my bad. I had started saying something while you were still talking about
No, no,
Will
no. That
Johnson
was
though.
no, that was all. That was it.
Okay.
hey, does it say anything about does it say anything about the president's approval rating that he jumped in and said he made a statement about that Shador Sanders needs to be drafted immediately?
Yeah.
He's trying to get some people back on his side. Like, hey man, I got a low approval rating. Motherfuckers need to come out here and support
I
support
don't know.
young Shador Sanders.
Apparently, maybe not. That may hurt your campaign, depending on how you looking at it. Because apparently they not rocking with Shador. But I don't
Yeah,
know. He'll probably get drafted tomorrow. And it's crazy because when they had his he still had his own draft party at the crib or whatever, and you had Shiloh saying, I'm not tripping. I'ma still have fun, but my day is probably Saturday.
yeah.
And
And
damn,
he, and they
it's
said, remember what he said? He said if they doing Shador like this, damn, what they gonna do to me? That's what
Yeah,
right,
Shiloh said.
right.
you you going through all this at your draft party, and you look up and you got to see this nigga Gilly the Kid with a big ass hat on. That
Goofy, goofy. But the funny
Man.
thing
makes
is,
that much
he
worse.
I
Like,
think he was I think he might be dating it's a little reggae star. I think her name is Shinsia.
Who
Shinsia.
that Shador is?
Yeah, yeah, she was at the
Hmm.
little thing. It was a
Okay.
couple. It was a couple little weird little joints. I think one of the dudes they got drafted. I think Pierce had old girl from the old girl from the
Rakia
Spartans.
Jackson.
Yeah,
Rakia Jackson.
yeah.
Hmm.
She was
Yeah,
talking to an NFL dude.
hand on his thigh.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She said
Yeah,
this WNBA, this WNBA money, slow money.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Rakia Jackson.
Deal World. We did see the prank call. We were talking about that earlier. Like
Awful.
that, trying to
Awful.
trying to embarrass the man.
man.
Yeah.
Like, so yeah, but it is. I guess we'll see how it plays out. I can't say tomorrow, today, because we already passed 12. So we'll see how it plays out today. Um, that
I
WNBA entry level position money.
There you go. There you go. Uh,
Oh man.
Look,
That
and
is
this is true. Look, because I was also like, how in the fuck did they get the numbers? Like, it be your own folks, your
yeah,
own people giving your number out.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's wild, man. That's wild.
Tragic,
But
tragic. Yeah,
the fact that somebody went through great lengths to do that and do that. What is it? Star 60 or star? How do you block your number?
is it
It's
6 7 star
yeah, that's it.
67?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That star 6 7 to block the number. Like,
Hey,
come on,
people.
man.
Hey,
That's
look, they like motherfuckers are like, what are you talking about? Like star 6 7. I just go through and open the app and say block number. Like,
right, right, right. Absolutely.
hey, that's some old school shit. Star
Oh,
67, the motherfucker.
when we used to have to pick up the phone and dial a number, beep, 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 beep.
Right.
Yeah, it's a
Or star
different world.
star 69 them to call them back. Like, oh man,
Yeah. No.
crazy.
But
I
but
remember when that first came out. You dial
that
star
shit
sixty
changed the
nine.
game, right?
Yeah. Then,
Changed the
but I'd still be asking, like, man, did you just call me? No, I didn't call you.
game.
Hey,
Call
look,
me. I
we
just
we
star
out
69.
we out here being everybody's three favorite uncles right now.
Right, right, right.
Like, yeah. But
Hey,
nah, man.
somebody got to pick the mantle up from Uncle Shay. Uncle Shay going through tough times right now.
hey, hey, Bong. Let them know, man. We about to get out of here, but before we get out, look,
Man,
what we need the folks to
please,
do.
please like, share, subscribe, and comment. The 3+1, formerly known as the Holy Trinity. We appreciate everybody fucking with us. Man, Deal World, appreciate you tapping in. I love
Definitely.
when we had a regional shit where everyone, hey, you know your team, man. We know a little bit about everybody, but we ain't,
Yeah,
shit.
we may
Ain't
need
nobody
you to be
say
like, give me that name,
my
so and so. You know.
yeah.
But
So
engineer, as always, appreciate you. It looks like we lost Scotty Boy earlier, but shout out to Scotty Boy too. But
absolutely. And my boy Dizzle,
yep,
Detroit
Dizzle was in
basketball.
the building for sure.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So appreciate y'all, man. We will. Well, man, shit. If all goes
Fucking
well,
engineer. Hey, let's leave with these final thoughts.
look. Scotty boy jumped in there real quick.
Oh, Scotty Boy still here, baby. Hey, look. Hey, Scotty Boy, what's
Lock.
the NBA locks? I need to ask you, man.
Right.
I need to
I'm gonna
ask
look
you,
for you.
man.
We got one for you before we take off. So Kev got one for you. KP got one
KP
for
got
you.
one for you, and
And remember,
engineer has some parting words for y'all.
right?
And remember, just because
He
it's
said the
legal
NBA lock.
doesn't mean it's a good idea. It's
Is
words to live by, son. Live
is
by them.
is Jimmy Butler playing?
He's questionable. Um,
Oh,
Cle-
they're in Golden State though, right?
yeah,
Yes.
Cleveland,
Oh,
Miami. Um, take Donovan Mitchell on points. Because he will get the points.
is that
Who
yes
else?
on
Take
Jimmy Butler is playing? He said his props are up. So if Jimmy Butler is playing for sure, they're not gonna win that first game in Golden State.
Yeah.
Houston, I'm saying. They might get smacked.
Yeah.
look at Tyler Hero's props. I would take Tyler Hero on the points as well. Um, Rebounds, go Bam Adebayo on
He said
rebounds.
I think he said Donovan Mitchell. How is Davion Mitchell's numbers looking? Because he's been
Uh,
playing sneaky
take,
cool, man.
take Davion Mitchell points, rebounds, assists. I would go over on points, rebounds, assists.
Okay.
Donovan Mitchell on points. So
Yeah.
that game, um, OKC, Memphis. I don't really
OKC.
like. I don't really like that one. Yeah, I take OKC on points, but
How
other
many
than
points are
that,
they giving up? What's the
I don't
line?
know. I
Okay.
don't know. I know. I
Oh
Those
know.
yeah,
The other
motherfuckers
night it
gave
was
up a 21-point lead or whatever it was.
well that was because
29.
Ja,
29.
well,
Yeah.
Ja got hurt as well though.
They are done.
Yeah,
Stick a fork in
LA
them.
and Ja's out.
LA Clippers, Denver. I'm taking the Clippers in that.
Where are
Um,
they playing?
In LA.
LA. I'm taking the
Okay.
Clippers. Ooh,
Ooh.
it's
Ooh, 15. So
negative
16 points.
6.5. Nah,
Mm.
nah. I'm gonna stay away from that game.
No
I
Ja.
go.
No Ja. Memphis comes out pretty
Oh no, it's
motivated.
no Ja. It's no
No.
Ja.
Ja's out for game 4.
Oh, I
No
take that.
Jaman.
Yeah.
I take the 16 then.
Yeah. Memphis
I,
comes
I'll
out
take.
motivated for a quarter, but after that it's and OKC is young enough they want to run it up. Like they were
Yeah.
celebrating the 29-point walk down like they did something even though Ja was out. But
I
you know,
look at Chet Holmgren's points, his prop points as well. That might be an over. He's starting to shoot the three pretty good. Just did it the other night out there in Memphis. Denver Clippers. I would take the Clippers on that. Denver's falling apart. And I don't know if Russell Westbrook is playing. He left last game with an apparent injury, but they're falling apart. I will take Jokic over on assists. He's went over every time.
Our insider Kevin Nigajowski hit
For
him with the prop line, the
points,
prop bets.
go
like
with Nicholas Batum on points as well. He's been shooting lights out. Lakers shit to bed tonight. Hey man, come on, man. Leave the Lakers alone, man.
hey,
Come
the
on,
Lakers,
dog.
Hey,
the
they
Lakers,
did.
they did. You know what I'm saying?
Don't do that to the world.
But
Don't do
but
that.
but look,
Turnovers.
if you're on the Timberwolves squad or you're a Timberwolves fan, don't get ahead of yourself. Like I would, that's not. They're doing a lot of things that I just don't think are sustainable. They are still leaving Rudy Gobert on an island with Doncic. The shit's not gonna work. Like he had a stomach bug or whatever it was today or yesterday. I mean, come on, dog. You're not gonna win with that shit happening too much. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then if LeBron plays 80% of the way that he played
Right.
yesterday, that's a problem for them.
Yeah, for sure.
But
Yeah,
I will say this for the Lakers though, Doncic, you have to step up because it should not be LeBron is leading you guys and you're the tag along. You need to be the leader,
He
and
was the
he needs to
third
be the one.
fiddle tonight.
Yeah, I'm just saying he needs to be the one who's doing the facilitating and then picking his spots because he will burn out. Just and you've seen it before. He can
Yeah.
still do his thing, but can he carry you all the way through? Like that's what they brought you over there for, Luca. So you
Right.
need to get busy and do your thing. Like you're
Absolutely.
the young guy, so do what you're supposed to do. Like, and I'm
25.
I'm
to me
I'm
though,
saying it like this motherfucker is listening to me. Like he like
he is. He's listening. He's and I like his new commercials. Have you
Yeah.
seen the commercials?
I haven't seen him.
Ah, man, bad Luca. He's in a courtroom, and it's like they're he's on trial for being a bad guy and talking to mascots and talking to fans and all these things, like ruining people's lives because he's beating the competition. And so they're like, Luca. He puts his feet. They're like, show him your shoes. He puts his feet up on like to where the crowd can see the shoes, and the judge and everybody starts clapping. Hey! And the judge is like, order, smacking the gavel, order. And one of the guys is like, one of the jurors is looking at his phone and looking the shoes up on his phone, and he's clicking order. Like,
Mm,
that
okay,
shit,
That's dope.
I
That's
like it.
dope. That's dope. Nice little
yeah,
spin.
I'm like, oh,
I'm gonna have to
that
go
shit.
check it out.
But no, I'm not checking that shit out until the Lakers win. Fuck all
I'm gonna
that.
check it out. I was just waiting for KP to walk us through it. I was like,
Right, right. And
okay,
then what?
okay.
And then what? Hey man, so
Kevin
boom.
Fitzpatrick, baby.
Before we get out, just want to let y'all know again the views and opinions
Oh,
of KP are his and his only and do not reflect 2 Peez and a bong. So if you get any
when,
gambling
when
advice from
you
KP,
lose,
right?
when you
Uh,
lose, don't get it confused, baby.
I want
absolutely.
my
Look,
I want my cut.
this is
Okay.
all. This is all entertainment.
I want my cut.
Please gamble. Please gamble responsibly.
Yeah,
Don't bet what you don't have to lose, and all the other little shit they tell y'all. But
yeah.
appreciate y'all fucking with us tonight, man. Hopefully those picks rock out for y'all.
Bet. Hey, listen, Scotty boy, with them picks that Kevin gave you, with them picks that KP gave you, you can bet your bottom dollar. Okay, bet your bottom dollar. Just don't bet any of the ones on top of it. All right.
Oh man, for sure, for sure. Y'all
All
take it
right.
easy, man. We'll holler.
All right. We out of here,
Hey.
y'all.